Hey, Cancer, welcome to Germinate Tarot. Still just me, but Germ and I did get together and do first half of May, and videos wouldn't load. There were volume issues. It was wacky, but the readings were intense, so I might just put them up for reference, even if the time frame passed, because wow, to say the least. So I'm just going to do me for the second half of May, just so we make sure everyone is covered and the story goes on. So I'm going to do Gypsy Witch, my favorite deck. Shh, babies, you didn't hear that. I have all my decks sitting here, and I know they heard that. Okay, Gypsy Witch, second half of May 2018. Let's find out what's going on for Cancer. You know what? When they come out in threes, it's almost like they're trying to make a sentence. Like, if, then, this, then, that. So they're like, we're going to pre-clarify for you. All right, give me one more on this side, please. Thank you. To that side. Let's get one for just kind of like overall vibe. I want to point out that they're popping out face up, which is good. Other readings they have not. All right. So, central thing going on here is the woman. So this is either Cancer or this is someone who Cancer is dealing with. We'll clarify a little bit more just to see, who or what that's about. This side of the equation we have bouquet and the bride. So maybe literally someone's getting married because, the bouquet with that. But it's an offer and it's something that somebody really wants. That's good. Now the bride is more physical-ish, like material world kind of stuff. The star is more emotionally things. So there might be, a good offer that's coming in of something that Cancer has wanted or Cancer is giving to somebody and they've wanted it. On this side, we have train track, tower, I almost said church, maybe because of the wedding thing, anchor. Then you also have the fish with the flame. The fish can be work, but I don't think you're really all jazzed up about work. I think this is deep emotions. This is fire. This is passion. That's pretty cool. Then you have, with the track, it's a direction. It's a definitive course and it's motion of going. So maybe physically going somewhere, but I get more of this as an on track kind of situation because then you have the tower, which is some kind of commitment. I mean, it could be go back to the work thing because it is, corporations and stuff like that. Or if you're taking it in the emotional sense, it is, some kind of relationship commitment. Marriage potentially, because this is a church because you see a little cross up there. So maybe there is a marriage. I don't know. And then you have the anchor, which is you're staying grounded. Although with the swords, it's slightly concerning just because the swords are an aggressive, protective nature. With the stork, which is a change, I'm getting the migration aspect of it, which is you need to go to a better place, somewhere that's good for dealing with what you want to deal with. So let's do the lady. The bear wanted to come out. I just want to point that out. But you have rose, mice, love. Well, we'll get into it in a sec, but I want to find out what bouquet and bride is about. Still too many. Oh, I'm going to be smart aleck about it. Let's see. I'm going to take that because all together they make sense. I'm going to clarify this side. I'm going to just clarify everything and then just jump into explaining it. The cards literally wanted to jump into it. All right, Cancer. Let's find out about this fish, the tracks, the whole thing. All right. Block. Okay. Star, whip. What is after that? Oh, the clouds. So you're not going to tell me. All right. So I think for this frame of time, like they're not going to go any further. And the clouds usually comes out like, I'm not telling you. Deal with it. In the center, on top of the woman, there's the rose. So there is beauty there. There is, not surface level as in shallow. It's just everything on the surface seems okay. But then you have the mice, which is the gnawing, the nibbling, the something's not quite right. And I think whoever this woman is, whether it's Cancer or someone Cancer is dealing with, knows it. And there's something about this love that's not totally right, which is where I think these swords are coming from. Because over here, I was like, okay, well, what is this bouquet and bride about? Because that's a really good thing. Well, it's about this union, this meeting up, this handshake business going on. I was like, well, what about it is going on? We have the pig, which is typically a fat and happy card. There usually can be, but I usually go for ego on this because, a pig just kind of just wants what it wants. And, good for you. I'm going to be over here eating my slop. And then there's the eyeball, which means someone's watching this. And I get like a predator is too strong of a word, but I'm getting kind of a scuzzy vibe. Like whoever this is watching this like innocent, happy situation. And it's like they're just kind of skeevy. I get a skeevy thing because the children, I'm getting like the innocent vibe, and the wine is like the happiness. You may want to watch yourself at parties or something. Just keep an eye out because it can be like more social situations. Over here, and I was like, well, what is all this commitment and fire and passion and stuff? Well, it's the coffin. That's as big of a change as you can get in the deck. So, well, I think Cancer might just be migrating. This is like, no, there's a change. And then there's the home. And then there's a decision. So whatever comes out about this, like I'm not getting birds. I'm not getting letter. I think this might be more of like an in-person situation because of the bouquet. Because it's usually typically a meeting up. And then you have literally the meetup card. So, someone's not quite right. And, or someone thinks Cancer's not quite right. I think Cancer knows though. Cancer knows somebody's a little touched and not by an angel. So with the swords, then there's the stork, which means there's the change. And then someone gets blocked with the mountain. And the star is kind of like, like I said, it's that mental want, like what you mentally want, and you're going to defend it because then you have the whip. And I think even though you might know what you want, you need to keep your guard up. You need to keep your defenses up because you're not quite sure what's going to happen beyond that. So that's kind of like the long version of explaining it. I felt like I really had to work through that. But like I said, surface level things seem okay. But it's almost like Cancer knows that it's kind of not. And you're going to find out, okay, I get it. All right, those wanted to be seen together, so we'll go with that. I need one more for just kind of like the overall vibe. Oh, this has been happening. So, like I said, things come out in like almost like a sentence, and you're like, okay, I have to take it. Bottom is Hangman. Just pointing that out. It's the sitting tight seeing what happens card. Trying to get a new perspective. King of Pentacles is someone who's grounded, could be an earth sign. This is the highest energy, so it's grounded. They materially have their act together, so they sound good. Then there's the Wheel of Fortune, which is another positive card. So it's, divine timing, stuff is turning. The Ace of Swords is the truth. It's coming in. It's the beginning of it. But then you have Nine of Swords with Knight of Pentacles. So it's like whoever's coming in with this pentacle is worrying you. It goes back to the mice thing for me, which is kind of like, I don't really trust what's going on. Because then you have the Ace of Cups with the Two of Pentacles, which is another ace, which, was good and stuff, but there's this offer, but it's like, do you take this pentacle? Because you have now a decision, which leads me to Judgment, Queen of Swords, Three of Wands, and the Lovers. So yeah, there's a decision to be made about this, and the Queen of Swords is very logical about it. She's not just going off willy-nilly, half-cocked, thinking about it, with the star and stuff. Like I said, it's more of a mental thing. But she will defend herself. She's not playing. And the Three of Wands is taking that time, the waiting for the ships to come in, because then you have the stork and then the mountains and stuff. I think that's the buying of the time. And the Lovers is another decision card, which is, it could be love. And I think there's a decision about whether or not you're going to take this. And I don't know if why this doesn't seem right comes out in this time frame because of the clouds. I think it's just a matter of seeing where the pieces fall right now. Because I didn't get a lot of action towards it. And see, this is another waiting card, but there is a judgment that you're making in the meantime that will, do that stork getting out of Dodge for a minute. We're going to do Romance Angels. So please don't be goofy. Don't be goofy. Okay, so let go of control issues, playfulness, and worth waiting for. So divine timing is at work in your love life. Wheel of Fortune, divine timing, we got that. Playfulness to recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit to shine. Maybe that's what the children is about back here. I still don't like that pig in that, what was it? The pig in the eyeball? Creepo-tastic. Then let go of control issues. Maybe that's someone else that needs to let go of the control issues. Because I think Cancer is pretty okay. And I'm not getting super emotional either, which is nice because, Cancers, they always say, are so emotional and feeling and everything. I think this is a very balanced mental decision. It's not shooting from the hip, but not going off half cocked. Oh, look at me and my metaphors there. So, it is taking the time and figuring stuff out, and that's good. That's good. So, just keep your eyes peeled, baby. All right. Once again, it came out in fours. This deck just wants 3 is not enough. We need to do 4. So, because they have stories too. Crystal deck. We have Rhodonite, which is patience, seeking, and forgiveness. Danbarite, which I honestly have never seen in this deck, is angels, guides, celebration, and joy. Diamond, I've never gotten this, is absorbing, abundance, and purifying. And Amazonite is communication, clarity, emotional balance, and courage. So this is, it's that, like that divine timing thing. It's almost like to listen and watch and wait. And then is the action on the other side of it. Because the Rhodonite is stand back and be honest. What is your role in the conflict? And are you truly willing to forgive? Dambarite is time to stop taking yourself too seriously. Are you trying too hard to achieve spiritual enlightenment? Bring some joy and celebration into your life. You have the wine and playfulness. Maybe that's, remember I said like you're being very thinking and stuff? Maybe you need a little dambarite in your life. Take the playfulness. I still have that skeevy feel. But diamond is get ready for change. The light will soon illuminate your way forward. Are you ready to make the necessary changes to embrace the new? Amazonite. Okay, need to draw on your inner resources to overcome a communication obstacle. Draw on your courage to speak the truth. Oh, Ace of Swords, what? Queen of Swords, what? I think you need to really weigh your options for these next 2 weeks, Cancer. Keep your eyes peeled. Like I said, just stay true to you and watch who you keep in your circle. Don't jump to conclusions. Take your time. Your decisions are worthwhile. Might be solo again, but until then, you be well, Cancer, and we'll be talking to you.